Here's a Beyond the Pitch podcast quick hit from the WVSA Digital Network.
I somewhat recently had been reading a book on feedback, and I really loved the definition they used. And the book was written by Charles and Edith Seashore. And the feedback definition they give is that feedback is information about past behavior delivered in the present, which may influence future behavior. When we look at what feedback is, all that means is when we're giving feedback, feedback is about something that's already occurred. We decide to give feedback either on our own or someone solicits feedback from us. And the intention of feedback is to change the way they do that something in the future. The key word that stands out to me in that definition is that it may influence future behavior. I think there's this misconception or misunderstanding that when we give someone feedback, that as long as it's good enough or it's done in the right way, that they're going to act on it, which in most cases is not true. And I think that's frustrating for people who enjoy giving feedback, is when someone doesn't take them up on what that feedback is.
Now, we just talked before we came on the show here, talked about the difference between feedback and coaching. Can you talk to us about that?
When you mentioned you wanted to speak on feedback, that was the first thought that came to my mind is, well, what is the difference between coaching and feedback? And when I think about the difference, when I imagine coaching to me is all future focused. It's helping people through inquiry and relationship to get them to almost come to their own conclusions about how to improve a skill in the future or how to move in the direction of their goals. Feedback is about something that's already happened. And so you're reflecting on something objective through your subjective reality of what you perceived it to be, and it might influence something in the future. So feedback, at a very simplistically, feedback is more critical in nature, whereas coaching is probably more positive based in an effort to improve what happens in the future.